Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dire Wolves Den, where this is episode 2 of the final march, the last march, and my character, James Ezekiel, is currently dying. Yay.
And with that out of the way, everybody, let's get started.
Yay. Okay, so what happened last time?
Last time, you guys, do you go on a recap, Ben? Do you remember what happened?
Kind of. We went to, we
So
got off of our...
We arrived by ship into this frozen, destroyed town with large, blocks of ice freezing people. We ventured through this town and we found a large lighthouse, and then we investigated that,
There be fishmen.
and there were a bunch of fishmen. So we climbed to the top, looked around, and everything is freezing. It's like super cold.
Super cold,
Super
dude.
cold.
And winds were pushing us back out to sea.
And we narrowly avoided some fishy flesh golems that decided to knock down the tower, the lighthouse that we were in. So we tried to escape inland.
And skip a few steps. He's being dragged into the water.
I decided to investigate the water a bit closer. We found this large, strangely warm lake in this freezing Arctic environment, and James Ezekiel, being the person he is, decided to investigate closer.
Being our communist friend.
Hey, don't talk about communists here. This is how we get shut down.
We don't serve your kind here.
So, broadcasting live from a train thundering through the Arctic Circle, we bring to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Dire Wolves Den. The lights may go out at some point during this. That's just us going through a tunnel, folks. Things happen. There are tunnels when you ride on trains. When you put a whole studio on a train. Anyway, let's get into it.
Let's start this off.
Alex, make
Yeah.
another wisdom saving throw.
Make another wisdom saving
Make
throw?
another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I forgot to say, last time I actually have advantage on my wisdom saving throws.
Congratulations. Why don't you put that to use?
Ooh, 2 10s. 13.
13?
Mm.
All right. Your friend's
Wait, no,
eyes,
I get to add my proficiency bonus. 16. There.
Your friend's eyes start to wash over with black ink as the water drags him more and more into the lake. What at first appeared simply as liquid is now manifesting more as a gel lumping all over his body in clumps, almost like a gelatinous cube would, except instead of reaching out from this singular body, it's reaching out from the lake as an entirety, freezing at points to latch onto him, almost as if it controls its own temperature.
So
Oh.
is there any...
Actually, one more thing that I forgot to mention last time. This campaign, we are using what is called the click traps rule. You guys familiar with this?
Nope.
I'm not.
Okay, so how this works is instead of going, hey, there are saw blades swinging out from the wall, make a dexterity check, because that gets kind of repetitive. When you stumble upon a trap, I will say click, or whir, or other onomatopoeias. And you two will both give me a reaction. And dependent on that reaction, you will or will not take damage from the trap. So like, let's say the ceiling is caving in and you decide to put up your shield. Then you'll probably make a dex save.
You better be
Why
very...
not strength?
You,
I'm stronger than that wall.
you got to be very descriptive with your onomatopoeia, right? No, what are they called?
It's called
It's
onomatopoeia.
onomatopoeia. I really
Onomatopoeia,
don't.
okay.
I am telling you what your character hears that sets off the trap.
Okay.
If you have a high enough passive perception, you might go, where's the click from? I might go from above, you hear a click. But the best you'll probably mostly ever get is me looking into the camera and going, click.
Okay,
And if you two were in the middle of talking to each other, I'm really not going to care.
Okay, so is there any scraps of wood? I remember there's a boat.
Yeah, there's like half of a boat washed up on this stony beach.
Okay, so is there any way... My character has 20 strength, so I can assume he can pick up the... Is that like a large boat, small boat?
No, it's like a rowboat.
Rowboat. Okay, so can I try and like shove it underneath him to like gather them up into it to
Like a spoon?
scoop. Yeah, like a scoop.
That means stepping into the water. All right, make a strength check with disadvantage.
James Ezekiel is a wizard, an elven wizard. He is very frail.
That would be
You're
a
very frail. I think it's funny that your characters probably look like each other.
18.
What? My character looks like him, and his character
Yeah.
looks like me.
Maybe.
18?
Yeah.
With disadvantage?
Yeah.
All right, Alex,
Yeah.
make an attack roll.
Make an attack. Ooh, sure. With my dagger, just
Or
punch him.
rather, someone is trying to keep you from the dearest grace of
What a
your
jerk.
of whatever
Yes.
knowledge lies below the seas.
That is a
How
15.
do you react?
15 to hit.
What are you doing? I
I'm
mean,
slapping that boy across the face.
you go to scoop him up, and
Yes,
Alex
I'm gonna
tries to
slap him
punch you.
across the face.
Does
What a
15
jerk.
pass your AC?
No, it does not.
Okay. You got what kind of armor do you have?
I believe I have. Let me check. I have half plate.
Your fist hits cold steel as he draws you further and further from the shore. You get about 15 feet away, and Alex, you snap out of it. There's still something down there, something below the waves calling to you.
Oh God, what was that?
You sure that's you? I'm gonna kick you once just to make sure it's.
Oh, what
Out of
the
there.
hell? What are you doing to me?
You hit me right here. You see this? This isn't even a dent, but you did that
Right in the heart.
right in the heart.
I don't know about that.
You remember everything you did.
Oh, okay.
It was almost like being under enchantment, but it's not quite the same.
Can I do an Arcana check?
You could. Absolutely.
Good.
Make an Arcana check. Ben, what are you doing?
Um,
Sorry. Don't knock.
Donut.
So knock.
An 8.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Hmm.
An 8?
An 8.
Uh,
What is this? one?
you're not really sure. Probably something to do with the polar bears. You've always liked polar bears. They're just so cute.
Yes.
Oh.
Probably. So is it having to do with that
My-
there cauldron?
My fur coat is sable right now, but I will pass for polar bear. If I make a new fur coat.
What are you
You
doing?
don't even
Ben?
know how to carve them.
What are you doing?
I hired
am I
somebody else to
doing?
do that for me.
I'm breaking the ship apart into pieces, like shards, to carry it into smaller pieces because it's wood.
Okay. You're just gonna carry a bunch of like.
The bushel of
Fractured-
firewood.
Yeah, firewood.
Okay. You know, there's a forest like
Okay, then fair
a
enough.
mile and a half away.
Mile
Are you
and-
gonna continue to head towards the forest?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he's drenched in, in
So-
cold
So
water.
right before this happened, there was a group of polar bears.
Yes.
They had a
up,
cauldron.
up on the hill, pushing a cauldron into the lake.
Do they? So I'm gonna look back up there. Are
Since
they-
they've finished, and they're kind of like pushing the cauldron down the hill with their heads.
Do they look
like rolling it down.
feral? Like, or do they?
They look intelligent.
Make a perception check. They're kind of far away. I mean, the wind has died down. Well, it's like 120 feet.
13.
13, Ben?
7.
Yeah. They look unusually structured, almost like ants. I mean, they're all working together.
Like, is in like the six-legged bit of ants? Or
No.
Like, okay.
Like the way that they move as a unit.
Oh. So instead of being like individual, they're more of like.
Yeah.
hmm.
Singular. Where's the party headed?
Where's the party headed?
It's not really much of a party. It's more of like an intimate
Where is
gathering.
the dynamic duo of... Can't say that word.
So we can either go into the polar bears, which I do not trust, or we can go into the forest, which, what's the, like, forest?
Forest?
I trust the ground.
Aren't forests normally like warmer?
The dynamic
like, the
duo of
plains.
dipwads.
Hey,
Hey, that's accurate.
I can say those words, right?
Yeah, close
we'll
enough.
see.
We'll see. Am I getting a $300,000 fine? Only time will tell.
We're in Alaska, it's okay. Let's
You
head.
don't broadcast on TV, so you want to get a $350,000 fine.
Yeah.
The problem is if we're using school gear.
If
here.
the train company
Let's head to the forest.
if the train company overheard me,
Yeah, I don't want to derail this.
that
Yeah.
shut up, Smart. You're
like-
headed into the forest.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay. As you draw within about 300 feet, you begin to see smoke trails rising up about
From the
500 feet
forest.
into the forest.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of them.
So
it's
this
not
is
like,
like a-
one camp. It's like
Let's go and check out those.
This is like a good 45-minute hour march
oh yeah.
through the snow to the to the forest.
You feel the frost really beginning to set in after a while as you pile on more and more layers. Ben is fine, but you're starting to freeze.
You're
I want you to make a
drenched.
Constitution check.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
ooh,
why I was trying to get
Oh,
fire.
actually, my constitution isn't 5, that's strength. But that's still a 3.
Consider yourself exhausted.
I'm new to 5e, I don't know what that means.
There's a player's handbook there. There's a player's handbook there.
I'll just
Uh,
write exhausted.
It's exhaustion on here. It means you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
That's
Okay.
wonderful. That's great.
I
So,
think saving throws too.
so that means
Enjoy.
I
we need,
will.
we need to get you to a fire, and
Yes.
there's a couple smokes over there. So
Some smokes.
yeah,
We
a
the
couple,
boys having some
a couple smoke,
smokes.
a couple.
The only way to
stogies.
cure exhaustion is a full night's rest.
Yeah, but you aren't just gonna let them sleep
And
then.
food.
Yeah, we aren't just gonna let
Just
them
pass
sleep
out in the snow in the open weather.
You have a boat to drag them with?
Half
Oh,
a-
wait.
Smashed up.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both march towards the smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
You come to large wooden walls with a sheet of ice over them. What look like two silhouettes in the snow stand over the wood, looking down at you with penetrating eyes that you can barely make out. At the ground, two moving figures, slightly shorter than either of you, if I remember right.
Then
I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, and you're human,
Mm-hmm.
slightly shorter than either of you, stand at the door. About 10 foot by 30 foot wooden door. There's another one next to it that's wider.
They've noticed us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a clearing all around what appears to be this settlement or campsite or what's the term?
Like a camp. Or
Yeah,
a fort.
like a camp.
Almost.
Fortification.
The walls are high enough that this could be a city. They go up maybe 30 feet, and it looks like the wood is leaning on something else.
Because there are several pillars of smoke, or not
Oh
pillars
yeah,
of smoke, but
and
like
you can now see that this is
wisps.
at least like 2 miles in diameter.
I'm gonna.
That's a lot of wood. Hail, have ye
So-
lodging for weary travelers?
You're like 50 feet away on the outside of this clearing.
Okay, and it's a blizzard, so I can't really.
It's not blizzard.
Yeah,
The
we're in
wind
the
has
tree
died
line.
down.
Okay.
There is still like mist, kind of, just enough of the snow kind of being blown around.
Yeah.
But it's not like
It's like a haze.
you're being
almost.
dragged to the ground.
Hot.
Alex.
Hey, refer to him
And
by
they
his
put
real name.
one hand up, the silhouettes that you can see, the ones on the ground, not the ones on the wall.
Hell, how are you doing on this fine afternoon?
Are they frozen?
Is that a perception check?
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Okay. 11.
You can't tell.
Okay.
50 feet away on the other side of the clearing, standing in front of these wood walls.
Well, let's trudge onwards.
One of them
they-
marches up.
Did they give a reply? Or no?
Yeah, they.
You know, hello.
One of them marches up to an edge of the clearing and puts a spear down in front of him, facing like this, dropping it so that the end points at you and the butt points at him.
I'm going to do an insight check to see if that's a sign of peace or is it a sign of hostility.
Well, should we approach them first? To,
Well, if they drop their spear, that I don't know if that's the thing, if we should stop or not. 9. That's not
9?
good.
Doesn't seem like either.
Okay, then let's keep walking.
let's
Uh,
walk up to it, see what it is.
You're gonna walk right up to the spear.
No, walk up to right up to the guy.
The guy
Or, I
who
mean,
dropped
like,
it.
You know, 10 feet away, enough that we can like see him.
Not
clearly.
within an arm's reach, but
You're gonna walk up to like. You're just gonna walk diagonally over to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you start to walk over, you hear a crack. Who's in front?
I assume me because he's a
Okay.
bit weakened.
Crack.
That's a ice thing, I would assume. I'm going to kind of flatten out because I believe that's kind of what you're supposed to
Should
do.
I, like
kind of
lay
move.
down?
Well, like move away and then kind of get more flattened out so I dispense my
Okay, so you're gonna like step
Forward.
back or step forward.
back.
Okay. Alex.
He's in front of me, and he steps back, so I'm gonna try and move to the side to let him pass.
Okay. The ground you're about to step on falls away,
Hmm.
and you can see that most of the snow is sitting on a layer of ice about as thick as a fingernail.
Ooh.
I mean, there's like 12 inches of snow,
Yeah.
but it's just that little sheet, and then there's a pit beneath it that you can't see the bottom of.
So it was a pitfall.
Sure.
I don't know.
How's the wind here?
It's minor enough that your vision is a little obscured, but not horrifically obscured.
Okay.
The other guard walks over and places his spear down about 10 feet away from the other guy's spear so that they line up like this.
Well, let's.
They're going between the two spears to see if it's kind of like a
You're going to go walk on them?
Like a little path.
see if it's like a pathway through, like if they're kind of signaling like in between these 2 points is a bridge.
Yes. Be careful though.
Yeah, be careful, obviously.
Tap the ground in front of you before you advance.
Yeah.
You're going to approach?
Yeah.
Okay. Ben makes it across. At which point they pick up their spears and move to a different point in the circle and place them down again and look over at you.
I'm gonna
Ben making it across. These two black figures are so covered in furs and little metal trinkets that you can't quite tell what's underneath.
like.
Are they humanoid?
Yeah, they're
Okay,
humanoid.
making sure.
Okay. So like Jawas, kind of.
They look more like
You seeing the Ewoks? The little
no, you know, like mercenaries from Istanbul
Yeah.
with all of like the,
The-
satin and
the
the
furs and-
pointed
Yeah.
crowns, or not crowns, but pointed helmets like that, but prepared to visit Antarctica.
Yeah.
So covered in furs instead of satins.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and go between the little thing and the
All right. They nod to you, and then each one of them takes your hand, and it's this cold, cold, stiff, strong grasp. This is like not the kind of guy you would want to wrestle or arm wrestle.
Who
Not him, at
He's a
least.
little guy, right?
Not you either. Like this is.
He's got a.
You can
firm
feel the
grip.
power in their grip to break your hand. And they walk precisely enough that you believe that their training is. They're well disciplined, to say the least.
Yeah.
They lead you to the gate and then knock on it. And from inside, a small human figure pushes the gate open a few inches and looks at you. And for the first time, you see human skin that isn't frozen or infected or covered in fur. You see these two beady little eyes and a nose that extends like half a foot from the face. It says, "Visitors? Business?"
We're in sort of a predicament, you see. We're a bit stranded and out in the cold and dying.
Dying.
We have money.
You have money? He sticks this graspy, greasy little four-fingered palm out.
I'm gonna drop a gold piece into his hand.
More. Entry fee 10.
And drop 9 more. And that's for the two of us.
He puts in both his hands and breathes on it, and you see he has this little gold ball now that he's molded your coins into. You come from the west?
That's true, yes.
Yeah.
Very good senses. Interesting.
Encountered the frozen villagers.
Encountered, that's the way of putting it.
You.
You're tainted by the lake. Your friend can come in, but you need prove yourself. Come. Come. You won't wait.
Jerk.
I can have you exiled from the city grounds if you'd prefer.
Wrap my cloak around myself and strut off. Not through the, but like around the gate.
Wait with Heaver and Cleaver.
Heaver and Cleaver. What delightful names.
The 2 guards look at you, and each one grabs a wrist and a leg. As they pick you up and position themselves to drop you into the pit.
I'm gonna cast gaseous form. Get my
They don't. Like, they make it obvious that they're not going to unless
okay.
ordered to do so. They aren't like... they just pick you
But
up
you
and stand
must
still
prove
about
yourself.
3 feet away.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure gaseous form has somatic components.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
and
it does.
So, no.
And it doesn't work in wind either.
So, double no.
So that's why you're asking if it was windy.
Yes, that's why I've been constantly asking if it's windy.
You. Come.
And he pulls you through the city gate, even though it's only open a few steps. Inside these walls, which reach about 30 feet tall, you see statues positioned outside on stone structures, and about 12, maybe 18 within view of these little like hot springs formed that are pushing steam up into the sky. It guides you about 12 feet into this mist that they're creating, and as you walk through, you can see more. Snow is being blown over, and they're geysering up every few seconds. And eventually, he leads you to this stone staircase that lowers until you reach a big metal door. He knocks, and slat, and the door swings open. You see the twin eyes of a Goliath look over that kind of sheer black look. He looks at the tiny goblin-esque creature and then back to you. And you see him nod, and then the door clicks about 18 times. It swings open like a safe vault as you're beckoned into this thriving underground metropolis. You can see mine carts being pushed, just like heaps and heaps of furs and timber and strange beasts piled all into the same thing. Some of them living.
Yeah.
And pushed around this underground metropolis. Spires of stone reach up between walls and form these immense markets with staircases spiraling up them. I mean, the underground structure itself is maybe 200 feet tall, and you can't see the end of it. There's smoke being pushed up, and you can see vents drilled through the ceiling. Water rushes down. Waterfalls about every 500 feet and forms these huge pools that steam, and earth is pushed up around them to form these little walls. And you can see children of Duragar and Snurvburblin and Goliaths all playing together in these hot pools, washing themselves as the water is recycled into a central fountain. The goblin-esque creature, probably Snurvburblin, pulls you to a large stone building set into the rock of the city near the entrance on this kind of ledge that looks over all of it. You're maybe 150 feet up. And the ledge there's not a railing per se. It goes about 15 feet and then it drops. You see various Aarakocra as well flying about inside, chained with Snurvburblin on their backs. And the goblin's pulling at you. He says,
Welcome. We have jobs. Your friend must prove himself with jobs. You will be paid. You can share, if you must. Come on.
and he pulls you towards the stone doors of this building marked in a language. Do you speak Underdark or Undercommon?
No.
Okay. Well, he leads you to these doors marked in a label labeled in markings that you don't understand. And then he pushes the doors open, and they kind of scream across the stone floor that they're set on. Most of this is like brown, like, I'm trying to think of the right, like andesite kind of.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the right stuff. It's like a copper color.
Yeah.
But this building is gray against the brown masses. It's like sleek granite,
Yeah.
polished. He pushes it open, and there's a bugbear waiting at a desk behind a little cage, filing paperwork hunched over. And as he sees you come in, he beckons you with these big, meaty claws. Come on.
I was told to look for a job.
There's about 12 people in the room with you, and he pulls a crank, and a little ticket comes out, and he says, 31.
31.
You continue to wait for about 55 minutes. Both of the guards standing there, completely still, holding you. As you wait in the equivalent to the DMV. Until eventually your number is called, and you come up, and he's got a little, like, a receipt written out. And it gives you a set of coordinates and directions on how to get there. He says, "Sacred place. Do not cave in."
Understood. I understand how mines work.
Things happening related to your attackers. Kill them. Bring back the heads.
Gladly.
Get
That's
56. And you're escorted out by the Snurf Burblin and back up the steps across the hot springs. And you can kind of see smoke rising out, just kind of trickling out of these little holes in the ground where you didn't before.
More holes?
Yeah. I mean, they're not new. You just
Okay.
didn't notice them
No,
before. It's
okay.
the exit parts from the city.
So what's my companion gonna do to prove himself?
Go on the job with you.
Okay, I'll keep.
Come back with the heads. We'll pay you. His reward is entrance.
Understood.
And there's a bounty on the bottom. They're worth 1,000 gold. Together. 300 each, separately.
Plus 10 extra because he paid 10 for entrance, and he was not allowed entrance.
He'll be allowed entrance, and if he isn't allowed entrance, then we'll give him his money back.
Okay.
Unless he
Understood.
presents himself as a threat to the city.
Understood. I'll be back.
Oh, and he has this little satchel hanging next to him that kind of bounces on his leg as he walks. And he pulls out this little black liquid vial. He goes, take it.
What's it?
A cure for the ice. Give it to him. If he needs it.
Very, very weak if.
And then he takes out this little jar from his bag and unscrews it as he leads you to the door, and he pushes it open with his head, and he looks around and he says, Cleaver, drop him on the ground. And you feel yourself thud into the snow, almost burying you in it. As you land on your back, and he unscrews this little thing as he watches you and pulls out about 18 of these little, they're like the size of jelly beans, but they wriggle around in his hands.
Full of energy.
He piles them into his mouth.
Looks like maggots or something.
And he spits out what looks like their legs into the snow. He says, go on.
I'm gonna check to make sure everything's still in my pack. My bag.
Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't take your bag off.
They just held you.
Yeah.
Well then.
Get, go. And the guards take both of you by your hand and lead you off the island that the city is situated on.
I don't understand why I'm being treated like this. I'm just as drunk as the rest of you.
One of the guards looks over at you and raises an eyebrow.
And the goblin pulling himself back inside the gate, says,
I'm sorry, would you like to find your own way across one of the bridges?
Sure.
We'll find a way. I think I remember.
he shakes his head, and the guards continue to pull you across.
There are regulations to follow. Oh,
And he ducks his head back out. He says,
my name is Mr. Dolphin
Dolph. And
with an A.
Dolphine.
Delphine?
Thank you for your hospitality.
You're welcome.
I grab you by the arm and I just drag you off. Just come on, we need to go. They already have me by one arm. I need to not lose track of you
Slug.
this time.
they let go of
Slug
you once
Mr.
you
Delphine.
reach
Across the bridge.
mainland,
Yeah.
I guess. You'd like to proceed to the coordinates? It's about a 3-mile.
Well, we need to cure you of the cold, whatever this fluid is. I'm going to explain to you that I was given this by certain someone by the name of Dolphin, as far as I remember. And they said to cure the cold, and you haven't been handling it so well.
So I arrive on this deserted island, barren of any inhabitants.
Drink.
I'm not drinking that. It's disgusting looking.
Do you need me to add some sugar?
There are only horrible things on this island so far. I'm not drinking that.
You're traveling 3 miles at normal speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it takes you 2 hours to get there. I need you both to make 2 Constitution saving throws. Alex, yours are with disadvantage.
7 and a 2.
You suffer 2 more points of exhaustion. I want to check the player's handbook for what those do. When you hit 5, you die.
Ooh, that's nice.
16 and 23.
You pass both of yours.
Yeah.
I think Alex is probably going to die.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think-
probably gonna die.
He's
Place your bets on the Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen.
dead. Now.
I put $20 on myself. All right, what's your next action? Kill myself.
Ah!
You've outwitted the system, I see.
The system was
Here, you want me to
flawed
find
from
it?
the start.
The game was rigged from the start.
Yeah.
I think it's in conditions towards the back. It's not a lifestyle expense. It's
Here.
not that far back. It's not a spell.
$181.
Yeah, I know. That's where I am.
So, on our way over there, I'm going to. Before we get inside the cave, I'm gonna kind of set up a camp because we've been here for I'd say a day.
Before you get inside the cave,
Yeah.
and wind is picking up as
Okay.
you're moving further and further towards the pole.
Is it? So are we still in the woodland?
No, you move out of that pretty quick.
Okay.
Within the first half hour.
Okay. So, turns out we aren't making camp. 'Cause we left the wood.
You can barely even see each other. It's this spray of white. You can see some silhouettes that start following you towards the last 300 feet.
Yeah. So, what are you gonna do with this? You know they want their heads, right?
Okay.
Whose heads?
Ben, give me the player's handbook.
Here you go, sir.
And they're like 4-legged silhouettes, not 2-legged,
in the
following you.
following us. We're being followed?
Yes.
Oh. Well then, I guess we are going to obviously keep an eye on them. And you do understand that they want their heads. And that means you gotta get dirty. I know how you feel about
Getting down and dirty.
getting down and dirty.
Find Appendix A. This is Appendix E.
You
Okay,
you
there
don't
we
do
go.
anything about it?
The thing following us?
Yep.
I was tempted to kind of. Have they been following us since the town, or they started following
Since
us halfway?
you emerge from the woods.
Yeah, I'm gonna point them out to my partner, and I'm gonna start like watching our behind and more or less checking it out because if you, it's kind of like with wolves. At first you see a couple, and then they kind of creep up on you.
Yeah.
And they're four-legged, so they might as well be wolves. I don't know.
They're bigger than wolves.
Are they wolves though? They can still be
Say.
dire.
Do you still have that little black vial?
Is it in the back?
It is. It's right here.
Say.
Yes, I do, and I offered it to you. You gonna grovel now?
Could I perhaps get a sip?
You can grovel.
I
Then beg.
I won't let you die. Here you go. Sorry.
Wow, Ben.
What?
You sure you're not lawful good?
Totally not. What's your wisdom? Totally not. Just wanting to know for spell purposes. No, I just want to know what your wisdom is.
Okay, 15.
Okay.
Your character doesn't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that. Your character doesn't know
No,
that.
just
You can
okay.
assume that my
Just
character is
metagaming.
above average.
I'm just metagaming.
I'm gonna
just
take
a
a
little
sip
bit.
of the potion.
Just a sip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on you though. If you take more than a sip,
It
I'm going to slap
tastes
you.
very, very unpleasant, like hot cocoa spiked with about 3 gallons of vinegar.
Just imagine it's
So like
kombucha.
a cup of hot cocoa to 3 gallons of vinegar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just imagine it's kombucha. You love tea, right?
Yeah.
Damn tea drinker.
And you feel warm for about a second, but nothing else really happens.
How much is there?
There's one sip.
There's about this much.
Okay, I'm gonna take a mouthful of this stuff.
Okay, it cures 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh wow.
There's enough for about 5 levels.
I'm tempted to make him make a save to see if he spits it back up.
It's hard stuff. It makes your throat sting too. Not like sandpaper sting, but like ants crawling down your neck sting.
It can't be worse than like gnome brandy. You know?
What did you
Who
eat?
do you think made it?
What did
Gnomes?
you eat at the academy? Did you just like eat bread? You didn't
I had a private tutor.
Only bread.
I did not go to an academy. I had a private tutor.
So you ate bread. It seems like you needed some more meat.
You begin to approach this hill, about 30 feet tall.
30 feet.
Kind of like you'd find in grasslands, just hills coming up over the, I don't know what to call it, the tundra, I suppose.
Yeah.
And there's a stone door lodged in the side of it, about
5 feet wide and pretty hard to notice, but your little receipt begins to glow as you draw close and drag you in the direction of the door.
Some magic paper.
And a filthy bugbear was the one who dealt with it. Goblinoids are disgusting. Anyway, let us follow the ticket.
Okay, you run up to the door, and inscribed on the outside of it, there is, it looks like stripes, but some of them curl up. It's not a 3D thing. It doesn't actually come out of the door, but it's designed to look as such. The carving, and then there's a outline of bones and body parts carved into the door.
So it's not a particular language.
No.
Okay, it's just a bunch of weird symbols.
Yep.
barbaric, shamanistic people, a lot of them.
Those are your new friends here.
I'm gonna give the door a try.
Great. Click.
I'm gonna spring back away from the door. Not very fast, but I'm going to do it.
The door swings open. 3 metal bars slide into place, holding it open.
So the door is reinforced.
No, so the wolves can get in or whatever they are behind us.
Oh. Wait, so what happened?
Wolves can get in.
Whatever the guys behind us
Do
are.
you think
No, where
that's
did the bars
Do you think
fall?
that's an intelligent conclusion?
No,
Where do the bars slide in?
Holding the door open.
Okay.
just like from the roof to keep it from.
Oh no, they're so the door opens like this is the door. The door opens in, and then 3 bars slide out
Oh,
this
okay.
way.
So it doesn't blow around and yeah. Okay. Well,
The
Seem-
wind is blowing so that snow goes into the open doorway.
there seems to be a time limit.
Let's hop in. At least I'm gonna seek shelter in there.
You climb
Make sure to
in.
keep an eye out. It seems like they have some.
Those figures
understanding of
following
making
you
them.
seem to be getting closer.
Let's move a bit away from the. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go after those kind of stake out inside the door.
Okay, you're just gonna like hide just next to the door.
Or
Like-
just look.
Inside to try and see if they're gonna approach us.
Make sure
They're
that
coming
they
towards the
know that we're
doorway.
watching.
Yeah. How far away are they?
20 feet now and closing.
Oh.
That's
What do they-
pretty.
What do they look like?
They're large creatures, 3 of them. They look kind of like canine, but bigger.
Wolves.
Polar bears.
Dire.
They could
polar,
be those polar bears.
bears are different genus.
I said look.
I know.
yeah. He could have said
That's what
look
you're doing?
vulpine.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative.
I'm just. Okay. So.
Ben,
13.
Alex,
18. Yes, I have minus
You
2 to
see.
initiative.
We are not under a what's it called?
Martial law.
No, the rule that if you do something that the DM likes, he can give you inspiration. We're
We're
not
using
under,
a sanity system.
Yeah, we're
It'll
not
give
under-
you sanity points back.
but we're not under an inspiration system, so that means you can't punish me unless you just straight up strike me with lightning. Or
Do you
fake dice
think I
rolls.
won't?
I know you will.
Alex, you're up first. The creatures are lumbering closer, maybe 15, 12 feet now. There's certainly one in the lead that looks bigger than the others.
I'm going to step behind my, good,
Donut.
my good friend Donut here, Donut, and cast mage armor on him.
The
If you are
Adventures
willing.
of Jim
I'm
Jim
wearing
and
armor.
Donut.
So it doesn't affect
Oh
me.
yeah, you're wearing armor.
Didn't we go over this last time?
Yeah, you did. We did.
And I remember these things because I'm the wizard, right?
Yes. No,
right.
I control you.
I own you.
I'll cast mage armor on myself then.
Hey, you need it. You
Yeah.
need it. Okay, so the polar
Yeah,
bear.
it's.
Alex, you gonna do something?
I cast mage armor on myself.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I stepped behind. I moved behind.
Okay, Ben, your turn.
I'm going to.
And you're in a room 15 feet wide that splits into 2 staircases going off to the left and right at the end of the room, each one 10 feet wide
Okay, so
and 25 feet long, or 30 feet long. The room is 30 feet long.
the polar bears, one of them is going to be. I'm going to pick the closest one, whichever one's closest to the door, right?
Mhm.
And I'm going to throw a hand axe at it.
Oh, you're just going straight up attack them.
Well, I might hail him for, like, hi, what's the, do you speak?
Hey, Mr. Bear.
Matt, hey, you don't know how. It's a strange world, and
You're
Down
gonna
to
wave
the
hello to the
dragon
bears.
I'm at least gonna call out to him first.
That's your turn.
No, I thought that was like gonna
Or
be a bonus action.
Free action or whatever.
So you're gonna call out to them and then attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they respond?
Not their turn. They don't respond on your turn.
Thought it'd be like okay, then I just call out to him.
Okay.
Fair.
The one in front charges you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Make 2 attacks. There's massive canine jaws bite into one of your legs,
Canine.
and the hand scratches at your armor but doesn't make it through. Well, they're canine as far as you can perceive. He's not exactly a genius, Alex. And you know what? I'm not going to go memorize the genome of a bear. 12 piercing damage.
12 piercing.
The other 2 bears hoard around behind it but can't make their way through the door. Neither can this one, actually. It's just kind of sitting there pressed up against it with one claw in its head.
Okay. So,
So then it's Alex's turn.
do you want to go? Just head
Yeah.
on down some of the stairs?
You want to just leave?
Yeah.
Because the bears can fit through the door.
I thought they were too big to.
Okay.
I can assume I can tell. Are they too big to fit through the doorway?
Only its head and its arm can fit through to attack you.
Yeah, so therefore.
Okay, I'm gonna start moving my way
Yeah.
back.
They scared Alex, though. It made the whole room shake when they slammed into the walls of the structure.
Yeah, it's a giant bear.
That's right. All right. You're going to move towards the stairs.
Keep an eye on your steps so, you
So
don't
the
set off
stairway
any
to the
more
left
mechanisms.
is collapsed.
Okay.
A stairway to the right leads you either to a room to the right at the bottom of the stairs, or a hallway to the left. The room has 9 sarcophaguses in it. 4 on either side of the room, and it's a 40-foot by 40-foot room. 4 on
Yeah.
either side of the room, and 1 at the back center between 2 more staircases leading down, further down.
I'm gonna go look and inspect some of the tops of the sarcophagus. Do they have nameplates or anything like that?
Not in a language. Do you speak Undercommon?
I do. Undercommon, Dwarven, Elven, and Common.
Wow, a
You
scholar.
went to school.
Yeah, they're a set of common Duragar names.
Okay.
Most of them carrying titles as well.
You see,
Knights
these
of
are
an order.
Duragar tombs.
An old order. To the extent that their language is almost Arcana.
Yeah. It's like reading Old English.
And most
Weird
of the
looks.
tombs are engraved with silver. The one at the end is made entirely of silver and ebony.
Not too shabby.
You're sent here to eliminate some people.
Killing some people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Never much
There
thought of
are-
myself as an assassin, but
Unlit torches in sconces on the walls. The wind you can still hear howling into the building.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Make a survival check.
Of
Oh,
what?
fuck.
Survival?
I'll firebolt it.
Well, I have tinderbox, but
Neat. Fire's not gonna last.
Then why are we lighting
that
a
would
torch?
be a 13.
13? You realize that a torch is gonna last 30 seconds maximum. The wind is howling through the rooms almost as if the entire structure is built to funnel it.
I was gonna
With
light
the
one of
doors
the
open.
sconces.
Right.
Okay, so this won't stay lit. Okay.
The wind is too strong. Snow is being picked up and moved through all of the rooms.
Yeah. So, is there any doorways beyond the sarcophagus?
Yeah, there are 2 staircases that lead further down. One of them, at the end of the staircases, which are 10 feet wide and 10 feet long, one of them leads to a hallway that goes about 15 more feet and then turns to the left.
Okay.
The other turns to the left right at the bottom of the staircase and then also continues into a small 10-foot by 10-foot alcove with a painting of a Duragar in white plate mail standing across from standing across from a black dragon with a large flaming sword, hold in both hands.
Is he in a snowy environment?
It looks like he's standing in a castle and there's snow blowing in through the windows.
Okay.
Never really liked their method. Or what they did. But they got the job done. That's something I've always liked about Duergar. Better than those elves. What do they do, dance?
You're approaching the painting?
Yeah. Gonna admire it.
I am. At least I can know art. Unlike this person.
Are any of you making any checks on the painting?
What check would I make on the painting? History?
How about
Do I identify the dragon?
You can try.
That's
you're not a bard, you don't know this stuff.
16.
It's not from any history book you've read.
Is there a label?
Yeah.
What does it say?
You'd like to brush the dust off a bit and
Yeah.
read?
Mhm.
It says,
Click.
"The Doors
Yeah.
of Eternity."
Doors of Eternity.
And as your fingers are brushing across it, you hear a few gears behind the wall. And then about 4 clicks. As the wall sets back and a layer of dust comes off and then lowers into the ground, revealing another T-section hallway. Directly in front of you, there's a statue of this same dwarf looking at you, sword held. Looking at you where your eyes would be if you were a dwarf. So in your case, like
You know,
closely examining your crotch. Or no, dwarves are taller than that.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
thinking
like
of gnomes.
yeah.
4 or 5 feet
Closely examining your rib cage.
tall. Your
I'm not a large elf. but-
pectorals.
To your left, there is a hallway that goes on about 20 feet, and then a doorway into a smaller room in which you hear movement.
Ooh.
Kind of this. Let me check my
I'm
notes.
gonna.
Very many sets of footsteps moving around the room, shuffling through metals and papers.
I'm gonna get ready.
The other way leads to a hallway which turns to the right. What spell are you readying?
Scorching Ray.
Okay. And you're gonna like step into the room?
No, I'm just gonna be here in case they come up. He's leading.
I'm
Readying a spell and keeping it ready does damage to you.
It's a different from 2.5.
Oh, okay.
It's a different.
It's a bit. Yeah. Well then.
Let's-
Hit myself on the helmet, and I'll walk down the right corridor.
Okay.
You're not
Let's
going
go.
to the one with the people?
I don't,
That's the left.
Got a bunch of people in it.
yeah, it's got about
Okay.
people in it. Might as well
You
check
walk
it.
to the right, turn down the hallway, and about 20 feet down, there's a set of stairs leading up.
I don't want to go back up. Let's go and meet those people that we were sent here to get rid of. We don't have to kill them, but
Just have to take their heads off.
we just have to take their heads off.
Okay.
Do you know any necromancy?
No, I only studied evocation and some illusion.
Okay. Stepping into the room, you see
me for
8 figures. 6 in thrown together furs and scraps of metal, little pieces of polar bear hide tacked on where they can, and thick leather strapped to their chests and arms. Scarves, like usually 4 or more, wrapped around their heads, and 2 that look to be in better condition.
Hello.
Wearing
How are you doing this fine afternoon?
thick studded leather armor and large overcoats to accompany these big, thick hoods that wrap around their head.
So they're like toddlers when their mothers swaddle them up to like go out in the snow and they're like, I can't move.
Sure. The 2 richer-looking men each draw scimitars as you enter.
That's
The
hostile.
6 kind of stumbling to the back of the room and drawing similar blades. Initiative.
Yeah.
But before we get into combat, Swagger back there?
Doesn't look like it.
Ben, go run and find him.
Go
Oh,
run
there
and
he
find
is.
him,
All
okay.
right, so before we get into combat, we'll be taking a break, which means if you're watching live, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll be back next week. This has been the Dire Wolves Den, and we'll see you next time. Wow, all right, never mind.